What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up? Let's hear it. So apparently you want to be noise. That's awesome. No, actually, heard a lot of great things, but my question to you is actually, with that question, why wait? I didn't put together a presentation of pictures. I don't have any slides because I really want you to understand and listen to the words that I'm going to share with you today, because I'm telling you the world depends on you getting and owning what I want to share. So I feel that you right now, at your age, at your height, in the place where you are, as a child, as a youth, you have so much power. You can change this world. You hear that all the time, right? It's not the first time you've heard that, but what I want to do is share a little bit why that's actually the case. It's because of a word called prodigy. How many of you have heard of that word before? Prodigy. Who can think of a couple of prodigies? You said your sister? Yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, we're hearing a couple of prodigies today. A couple of them you might know about. Mozart, right? Child who was a musical prodigy. Tiger Woods, when he first came on the scene, he was a prodigy in golf. Young people who are especially adept or uniquely skilled. It's defined by saying a person, usually a child, who is uniquely and marvelously skilled. But here's what I'm trying to say. You, each and every one of you, actually has the power of prodigy itself. The reason is because of this. Prodigy, practically speaking, for you all, means a young person who stands up, takes a stand, says, this is what I believe in, and then does something about it. Why is that prodigy? How does that translate to prodigy? It translates because of two things. Number one, when youth do that, it's unexpected. It's unexpected because what should you guys be caring about? What do your parents think you care about? What do adults say kids actually care about? They care about playing, going to the mall, hanging out with friends, having a good time. For my kids, my daughter, dinosaurs. For my son, pocket lint. You're not supposed to care about things like social justice, clean energy, education, redefining what education should look like. When kids start to stand up and say things about that, we start to take note. It shocks us into listening. The second thing is this. Your perspective, your view is unadulterated. It is pure. It's simple. We heard a little bit earlier about the complexities of life, all of the things that get in the way, the policies, the procedures. You got to do this. Adults get weighed down by all of those things, and they become the focus as opposed to what they were supposed to be solving. You then come and you ask a lot of simple questions. How many of you have watched what's going on in wars, politics, some of the strife that you see going on around the world, and you just said, hey, why are adults acting that way? It's confusing sometimes, isn't it? When a child asks that question and stands up and says, this is wrong, why are you all doing that? We have to take note. Your words, your actions, your stance, your questions become a mirror for society that reveals to us our souls. Case in point, you think about the civil rights movement of the 60s, 50s and 60s. You usually think about the leaders of that being Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X. You think about all these folks who were out there making speeches and walking and singing and writing things down, right? Well, do you really want to know who the engine was for the civil rights movement in the United States of America? things didn't start to get done. Laws didn't start to change. Barriers didn't start to be broken down until broadcasts across the country were images of young boys and young girls, your age, being blasted with water hoses, being attacked by dogs, being handcuffed and carted away to jail because they stood up and said, you know what? This is wrong. And I'm not going to stand for it anymore. We were forced to examine who we are as a society, as a country, and things started to change. Laws started to change. Things that have existed in the history of this country for over 200 years began to be broken down because of the leadership and the action of youth. You can change the world. Prodigy is when young people do things that are typically reserved for those who should be in the know, the adults, the mature ones. But you all step up, do it, you say what's right, you stand for it, and you take action. That's the power of prodigy, and that's what makes things move. So here's my question to you. What gets you going? What do you see that needs fixing? What needs to change? What are you passionate about? Because that's the thing that you should go and impact right now. So let's go back to that question. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to be after you're an adult? And my submission to you is that don't ask that question. What you should be asking is, what am I going to do before? Thank you very much. Go out and change the world.